Hotel owners looking to enhance and expand their facilities now have access to a $15 million loan facility. A final draft for a national youth policy could be ready within 5 months, and 10 feeder roads to be funded under the EU not expected to be affected by Brexit. I am Julian Morris with the Channel 5 News. The details after this. We begin with the hotel and restaurant owners who can now access or have access to a loan facility to finance the upgrading and expansion of their properties. This was one of the proposals stakeholders in the tourism industry made to government during their pre-budget consultations. The DHTA identified the need for low-cost financing as one of the most critical issues for its members. The Prime Minister and Minister for Finance said the DHTA's request was consistent with government's policy to increase the number of high-quality hotel rooms on the island.
An amount of $15 million from the proceeds of the Citizenship by Investment Program will be deposited in the aid bank for on-lending to the hotel sector. The government has also decided, based on consultations with the hoteliers, to set the interest rate at 3% and with a grace period of 1 year, Madam Speaker, 12 months. I challenge, Madam Speaker, in the listening or the hearing of my voice, if there are better interest rates in any bank in Dominica, in the Caribbean, we will match those interest rates to the one existing one. Anywhere, Madam Speaker, in the Caribbean. The relevant agreement with the aid bank has been prepared and will be signed again, Madam Speaker, immediately upon the passage of the budget by the Parliament.
Meantime, the Minister for Tourism has welcomed the initiatives included in the 2016-2017 budget to benefit the hotel sector.
As you know, tourism is one of the important sectors, growth sectors in the economy, and our role is to put things in place that will assist the hotels and the restaurants to move forward in the best direction as possible. So I'm quite happy that the bulk of the initiatives that we've put forward have been approved, and I hope that the hotel sector, the restaurant sector, and all the tourism-related persons will be happy with what was spoken about, and we look forward to working together with them on a regular basis in the best interest of the country.
We think it's the right amount to start with. When we surveyed the properties, we actually came up with a figure of 13.5, and the government has approved 15, and the Prime Minister has said that some additional funds could actually be made available if the need is there.
And that's not all. Another major tax incentive has been announced for hotel owners who desire to improve on their properties. Government has proposed to allow Cabinet to amend the Income Tax Act to approve tax holidays for up to 10 years where hoteliers have done substantial upgrades or expansion of their existing hotel plants. This measure, announced by Prime Minister Skerrit in the 2016-2017 national budget, is in response to a request by the Hotel and Tourism Association during pre-budget consultations.
This would include extensive remodeling, renovation, or refurbishment works. Further, where a tax holiday has been granted in relation to the extension of an existing hotel for the purpose of calculating the amount of income to be exempt, government proposes to exempt the income that is directly related to that extension. In the case of a substantial upgrade to an existing hotel, the exemption will be based on the additional income earned directly as a result of the upgrade. Madam Speaker, where no income is earned as a direct result of an extension or substantial upgrade or part thereof, amendments will be made to allow Cabinet to approve of the classification of these extensions or upgrades or part thereof as 5-year plans for the purpose of deduction of capital allowances. What this means, Madam Speaker, is that these hoteliers will be allowed to recover the cost by way of income tax expense deduction of 20% for each year over a period of 5 years.
This measure is due to take effect from the 1st of January 2017. In agriculture, we have confirmed that 10 feeder roads funded by the European Union under the Banana Accompanying Measures BAM will go ahead as planned despite the Brexit in June. Andrea Louis reports.
In May this year, contracts were signed giving the go-ahead for the start of the $20 million road projects. On June 23rd, though, the world became aware of Brexit. That's the referendum of British voters to leave the EU. This move is predicted to have a wide impact around the globe and is cause for concern for many countries, Dominica included. However, farmers are being assured that the Brexit has no expected negative impact on the progress of the 10 feeder roads.
I do not foresee Brexit having so much of an impact on our feeder roads since the contracts have been signed and mobilization have been taking place and actual works have been taking place. One issue that may be at hand though is whether the euro is impacted. And if the euro is impacted downwards, then there will be an issue as to the amount of funding available for the roads. But as we stand, we do not anticipate that so much. There may be a negative impact on the British pound, and so that would be for projects possibly funded by Britain itself. So we're moving ahead though with our feeder roads.
Brumont says work is at various stages on the roads, but all work is expected to finish within a year.
There are companies that are more aggressive than others, and so mobilization is happening, and so mobilization at different levels, whether administrative or movement of equipment and so on, is happening at this moment. But some roads, for example, in the southeast, have already actually started in terms of action on the roads itself. We have had pronouncement already from the Prime Minister's budget speech as to the feeder roads and the need for the feeder roads and the positive impact the feeder roads will have on our sector, on the agricultural sector. We're looking for the completion of that, possibly 12 months down the road, and we're anticipating engagements of farmers and the use of farmers of these roads.
Feeder roads in Dalis, Rivière-Sirik, Grand Fort, Marigot, Wesley and Capuchin are among those to receive attention through the EU-funded BAM program.
We have the Salisbury Heights Road, there's another one. We have the Opiton-Collio Road, we have Syndicate Road being impacted, and a few other areas being impacted. We also have work to be done on the Cuba Cahome Road. This is locally funded to the tune of $2 million, as has been announced by the Prime Minister in his budget address. Again, this is a very important feeder road. Will impact certainly a few hundred acres of production and quite a bit of farming.
In other news now, as concerns are being raised over the safety of roads leading to and from Cochrane, organizers of the annual Rabbit Festival say they have made adjustments to this year's activities in order to calm motorist fears.
This year, the organizing committee has decided to extend the duration of the festival in order to accommodate smaller numbers of people over an extended period.
This year we have it differently. All right, last year we only had the Rabbit Festival only on the Sunday, but this year we're going to have 3 nights of activities. And that will be starting from the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st of July. The reason why we have done that is because after the hurricanes, Tropical Storm Erica, we had some difficulties with the road. Like we had some of the roads, in a very serious matter. So we decided instead of making the Sunday only, we would have the 3 nights. So people who would come on the Friday night, some would come on the Saturday night and some would come on the Sunday night, so we can make the traffic easier for everybody.
Another change lies in the actual area in Cochrane where the festival will be held.
We will not be having it on the playing field. We'll be having it closer to the community, in the village itself, in the middle of the village, where we decide. The reason why we have done that is because we know we are in a rainy season, so there's a lot of more shelters in the area, so people can get proper shelter and so forth. Now, parking area will not be a problem, because we'll be using the playing field for parking. So parking is going to be plenty easier this year.
Due to concern over the condition of the road leading to Cochrane, Piper reaffirmed that there will be one road leading into the community and the visitors will have to leave through another.
I mean, we know that the storm had done some damage on the back road, the road out. But I mean, if people just take their time Not to say the road is so bad, but if people just to get them and drive, they will have a good driving out.
The Rabbit Festival will take place over a 3-day period from 29th to 31st July. Andrea Louis, Channel 5 News.
A final draft for a reviewed national youth policy for Dominica should be ready for tabling by year-end. Chief Youth Development Officer John Roach made the revelation to Marpin's Channel 5 News this week at the first of a series of consultations to run until December.
We have always been reviewing the youth policy, but we are now officially reviewing it, as I said, from July, and the process will go until December. So what the intention is that by the 31st of December, the review process will be completed and we will have a final draft to present to Cabinet.
Roach further explained that the policy would constitute different types of data.
In reviewing the policy, we're going to be conducting a youth survey, which is actually ongoing now in collaboration with the Central Statistical Office, to collect very important data relating to our young people and how our young people view what we refer to as the policy environment. We're also looking at qualitative information of the young people, and then to collect that information, we'll be conducting a series of district consultations, and on Caribbean Youth Day, which is the 30th of September, we will be somehow climaxing those consultations with what we call a national consultation, where we will bring every important stakeholder as far as young people is concerned in Dominica together, and to hear from them in terms of their perspective of a youth policy.
Roach is confident in the involvement of Dominica's youth in revising the 12-year-old document.
Well, our young people have been asking for it, and the fact that they have been asking for it, and I know they have been meeting on a district level, and we have not really been meeting on a national level, and that hence the importance of the national consultation. So the fact that the request has been coming from them, I am confident that their input will be forthcoming and we'll be able to meet our goal within the deadline that we set.
You are watching Channel 5 News. Coming up, how the ICT Center of Excellence can help you enhance some of the computer skills you already have. Thanks for staying with us. Director of Telecommunications Bennett Thomas says with Dominica's talent in the ICT sector, all that's needed is a small push to put the country in place, or rather to place it among the best in the industry. Thomas argues that Dominica has the potential to develop a thriving ICT services sector.
What we are looking at is to develop the infrastructure, develop the persons, and I am more than optimistic now that once all those things are in place, persons can begin to take charge of those responsibilities. And as I said, the center has been designed to do those things, and I am comfortable and I feel confident that within the next 16 to 18 months or so, we'll begin to see a lot of things happening in Dominica. There are opportunities all over. Our people simply have to be trained, have the capacity, and the world is there.
Meanwhile, the director of the center, who will be here for 2 years conducting training courses, says IT is a necessity in any sector, and a world without information technology is basically empty.
So IT is in a great demand, and every people is in need of it. Without IT, you cannot play a role in your life. So we are made of it. So IT plays a major role, and we are supposed to learn something in IT.
Courses in information technology and animation begin in August, with the majority of sessions to take off in September this year. Training is open to people of all ages and all fields, regardless of ICT experience, and registration can be done online at www.ceitdominica.dm. And still in the learning arena, professional educators are being challenged to stay out of a rut once they've obtained their qualifications. Teachers were warned that being professional means always looking for ways to improve and modify their skills.
Even if we have the degrees, intermittently we must retrain. Okay, so many times our teachers tell us, oh, I qualify, I have this, I don't need to go to workshops. Okay, teachers, never allow those words to leave your mouth or to even allow professionals to hear you say such a thing. Because we want to be a professional body, and if we want to be a professional body, it means upgrading, upscaling all the time.
The DAT president reminded teachers that using techniques learned from workshops will reap rewards in the classroom.
I would like you to implement all without fail, because I moved around, all without fail, the strategies learned. You shall definitely notice incremental success. And you notice I say incremental. Do not expect overnight success. Be accountable. Do what you have to do it right. There's sometimes, as I say, you have to use heat to get them to do what they have to do. But you know what you must always remember? After they have left your influence, they can point back and say, she was hard, he was hard. But you know something? If I had listened, I would not find myself where I am today, or I would have advanced.
That's news. Your sports highlights next with Kenny Williams.
First up, West Indies have added 19-year-old fast bowler Alzarri Joseph to their squad for the second test against India, which begins in Jamaica on Saturday. The selectors have made no other changes to the squad, which now contains 14 players. Joseph has only played 12 matches at the senior level, including 8 first-class matches in which he took 24 wickets with 2 5-wicket hauls. He was one of West Indies' most impressive performers on their way to capturing the Under-19 World Cup in February. The inclusion of Joseph gives West Indies another genuine pace option as they try to bounce back from an innings and 92-run defeat in their first test on Sunday. Meantime, officials from the Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, were scheduled to meet with members of the West Indies Cricket Board in Florida on Wednesday and Thursday to discuss the possibility of staging a series of T20 internationals in Florida next month. WICB officials hope to host 2 to 3 T20 internationals in Florida at the conclusion of the ongoing 4-test series between West Indies and India, which is scheduled to end in Trinidad on August 22. However, the Lauderhill facility is the only ICC-certified ODI stadium in the United States, making it the only possible venue in the country to stage a potential T20 international series. Come with me to Lindo Park as we talk to Nigel Hilaire, Executive Board Member of the Goodwill Sports and Development Committee, who says renovation work at Lindo Park should help improve the quality of sports played there. This as Goodwill Sports Grounds get a facelift in Phase 1 of its transformation.
The project is in Phase 1, where we're actually doing the first stage of the jogging track. So what you're seeing right now is actually the construction of the jogging track, which is on the outer layer of the playing field. And hopefully it'll be scheduled, the first set of it will be scheduled to finish in about the next 2 to 3 weeks, and then we can move on with lighting through Dumlick and the fencing. So it's actually 3 stages that was given funding for, which money was allocated for.
He says although work at the park might affect play of the various sporting disciplines momentarily, games in the Goodwill area will benefit from the upgraded facility upon its completion.
Being that it's summer, like you were saying, normally this field is used for a large various of activities, from school sports to summer sports, summer leagues as far as football, cricket, rounders, and as you could see, a lot of it has to be put on hold, which we notified before a lot of the games or the leagues had started. So this facility will be used for jogging, cricket, football, basketball. We had an updated proposal for the whole park, not only the fencing, but we added bleachers and refurbishing the basketball court and covering of the basketball court.
Back with more cricket, well, it's day number 3 and Sri Lanka finished on 282 runs for 6 wickets as they played Australia in their first test match on Thursday. Cosmal Mendis recorded some fine batting performance as he scored 169 not out for Sri Lanka. Dennis Chandimal added 42 while D. De Silva made 36. Mitchell Starc took 2 for 44 and Nathan Lyon 2 for 98 for Australia. Next up, we take you to the inter-school scene where Dominica defeated Grenada in girls volleyball action from the CBN Winlot Schools competitions. The national schools team took the match in straight sets, winning 3-0 on Wednesday. Take a look at some of the highlights from that match. And in football, more action continues in the Fast Cash Harlem Football League with one match on Friday. Digicel Quirkside will come up against Malta India Icons Football Club as they battle it out for the win. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. That's all the sporting highlights for now. I am Kenny Williams. Be sure to join us tomorrow.
Your weather forecast is next.
Good evening, Dominica, and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I'm your presenter, Marsha Alexander. We begin by taking a look at earlier infrared satellite imagery, what it showed this area of convection across the islands today due to the presence of an upper level trough. Now, taking a look at earlier visible satellite imagery and what it showed, mostly high level clouds across Dominica today with just a few low level clouds reported, and this resulted in fair to partly cloudy skies across the island. Now, taking a look at earlier radar imagery and what it indicated, a few scattered showers mainly across the islands to the north and south of Dominica. Tonight's weather is expected to be fair to partly cloudy, hazy and occasionally breezy with a few scattered showers. And tomorrow's weather is expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy, hazy and occasionally breezy with some scattered showers mainly during the morning. Sea conditions are expected to be moderate in open water with waves peaking near 7 feet. For the next 3 days, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with scattered showers expected mainly during the morning tomorrow. However, by afternoon, a relative improvement can be expected and continuing into Saturday morning. However, by Saturday afternoon, a tropical wave is expected to approach the area, and this is expected to result in an increasing cloudiness, scattered showers, and the possibility of isolated thunderstorms. These conditions are expected to continue into Sunday. As a result, persons in areas prone to flooding, landslides, and falling rocks, you're advised to exercise caution. For the rest of the Caribbean today, partly cloudy skies with some scattered showers can be expected across the central and southern portion of the region, with a relative improvement in conditions expected across the extreme northern portion of the island chain. Our international cities forecast: thunderstorm activity can be expected in New York, Miami, and Beijing. Overcast skies expected in London, and some rain expected in Caracas. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:47 a.m. and sunset will be at 6:47 p.m. Please remember that we are in the hurricane season. For more information, you can call the weather hotline at 447-5555 or visit our website at weather.gov.dm. Thanks for viewing. Have a good night.
And to end the news, the headlines again. Hotel owners looking to enhance and expand their facilities now have access to a $15 million loan facility. A final draft for a national youth policy could be ready within 5 months, and 10 feeder roads to be funded under the EU not expected to be affected by Brexit. Feel free to contact us at news@mapping2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Julian Morris, and to all our viewers around the world, thank you for watching.